Hugh, I noticed Fags on the weekend at the end of the game didn't look particularly happy. Did you guys get a bit of a spray after the game?
No, we didn't. I think it was just the adrenaline and that of it all. He was pretty worked up. It was a bit of a heart stopper, and he's sitting on the bench riding the bumps of it all. So I think he was a little bit disappointed with the way we played a little bit in the last quarter. Couldn't close the game out, but at the end of the day, we got the 4 points, and he was really happy and pleased for us.
I guess the positives is last year these are the games you would have actually lost as opposed to straight time for a win. So it shows that all those close losses last year are starting to pay off in terms of the way you play at the end.
Yeah, and there's definitely a lot of learning from those losses last year that we had to take out of them. How to hold a lead, how to come back when you're just behind. So yeah, we're still obviously learning, and we've had really good patches in all our games and haven't been able to make the most of it. So we're just learning how to stop the opposition from getting that momentum, especially at the end of the game, like Adelaide did on the weekend.
Yeah, Hodgie spoke a bit about that last week, stopping those goals when they have that momentum. So I guess there's still a bit of a way to go there.
Yeah, definitely. It's tough. I don't know what it is. A team seems to kick a few goals, and then it's just so hard to stop them. So yeah, we'll have a look at the tape and what we could do better. Especially, I think we're 18, maybe a little bit more up, with not that long to go, and they kicked a few in a row. So we need to look at that and see what we can do better.
Was it a step forward even from the previous week, Hugh? Because you had a whole quarter where you were outplayed the previous week. This week looked pretty close to 4 quarters intensity-wise anyway.
Yeah, it was definitely improvement, and I think our pressure was really good on the weekend. And if your pressure's up, then it makes it a lot harder for teams to get a run on. So I think it was an improvement from the week before, but you still don't want to get in that close, especially when you're holding that good a lead coming into the last quarter.
There's obviously going to be quite a focus this week on Lachie Neale facing Freo for the first time. How do you think he'll handle that?
Yeah, it's exciting for him. We spoke about it a little bit after the game, looking after him this week, and obviously played a lot of games there, a lot of good footy. So yeah, don't know what they'll do, but it's a really hostile crowd over there, and we'll have to be really close. Big brotherhood game, get around each other, and especially around him, and help him out.
You've seen some players come back here and I guess face it this year, former players, Dane Beams, Rocky. Yeah. What sort of reception do you expect Rocky to get after 7 years with Freo?
It's hard to tell. He was such a good servant for him, so I think there's a lot of respect there from the players there, coaches and the supporters. But yeah, he obviously made the decision to come up here, so he might get a little bit of a rough reception. Wait and see. We're not too worried about it though. We'll just go out there and play footy, and the crowd doesn't really come into it too much.
You talk about helping him out. How much has he helped you out, your game?
Yeah, hugely. He's awesome. He's a real accumulator, and he's so good at getting the ball inside and dishing it out, and that's helped myself, Zork, Bez, all of us boys, taking the load off Zork a little bit, I think. And yeah, he just finds a way to get the footy where you don't think anyone could get it, and it's a pleasure, to be able to get a few from him and be able to use my strength, which is in space.
Is there anything you take from what he does during the week to get to that point?
He's a hard worker. He's always doing touch. He's always trying to make his hands better, and he's probably one of the best in the comp at it, and he's still trying to improve it day in, day out. So that's probably what I've taken from him. He's a great person. He gets around all the boys, whether you're first year or whether you're 9, 10 years into the system. So that's another thing I've learnt from him. But he's only been here for a short amount of time, and he's already had such a big impact, and I'm looking forward to learning more of him.
Freo have played a really scrappy, contested brand of footy this season. How do you sort of combat that?
I think you've got to match them at that game a little bit. There's a few teams we've played, Gold Coast, Sydney, they're contested ball sides. Freo similar. They try and grind you out throughout the game. So we've just got to try and stick with them, keep chipping away at it, and hopefully the game will open up at some stage, and we can use our outside run and speed and capitalise then.
They've been pretty stingy defensively, a bit like Adelaide had been. Is there some sort of a dress rehearsal from Adelaide going into Freo and play against teams that are difficult to score against?
Yeah, it's always good to play similar teams before you play the next opposition. So I think we played Gold Coast and Sydney, and as I said before, they're both similar teams, and we were able to use Gold Coast to learn how to play against those contested sides. So it'll be a little bit the same this week. Really good defensive structures, Adelaide, and Freo, and I think we kicked, was it 93 points on the weekend. So we were able to score, but we're going to have to look at how they play defensively and try and work out a way to get through it.
You're playing game 50 this weekend. It's often been said for a long time that 50 games is when you feel like you're really comfortable out there. Have you noticed that this year, that the game has slowed down and you feel a lot more comfortable on the field?
Yeah, a little bit. I think the more games you play, the more situations you get put in, and I've been able to learn a lot throughout my first few games, and the first year or two. There's some games there where you think, should I be sort of running around out here? It's pretty tough, but I'm really grateful that they've stuck with me and given me the chance, and it's definitely helped this year. I feel like I am a lot more comfortable. There's still a long way to go. I don't think you ever really feel 100% comfortable out there, because there's always different things being thrown at you, but I'm starting to feel like I'm finding my feet a little bit, and I guess being able to show a few of those strengths that I showed in my junior football.
Hodgie said last week he when he retires, he'll be one of those players that he sits down and watches and feels excited about it. Does it make you feel good that someone with his sort of resume thinks you're going to be one of the stars of the competition?
Yeah, definitely. It's always good to get that sort of praise from someone of his calibre. He's been awesome for us, a bit like Lockie, helped us out, such a good leader. Taught us how to give feedback really, really well and directly. As you see out there a lot, he's always finger pointing. But yeah, it's exciting that he's been able to come and that he's excited about our young boys and where we're going to head. So yeah, he'll leave a legacy around his club, and even on the weekend he wasn't playing, but he was up there, pretty much coaching, helping the guys out in the box and coming down at the breaks and giving us a few tips. So.
Did you miss it?
He said last week you didn't know who you were when you arrived. Did you know who he was when you arrived?
Yeah, I did. I don't think many people in Australia wouldn't know who he is. So he did come up to me after it, before it had been released, and said, if they just put in the Hugh Who sort of thing, don't take it badly. But I saw it come out, and he did say a few kind words, so that was nice. It's hard to get that out of him sometimes.
Do you expect to see Hodgie play this weekend?
I'm not too sure, to be honest. I don't actually know what he did. Hopefully he can play. He's so good out there and such a strong leader. But as we showed on the weekend, we've got so many boys that can come in and fill that spot. Ryan Lester obviously came back in, and he's a really good leader himself, and really slipped in nicely. So whether he plays or not, we should find someone to fill in that spot.
Hugh, you were just saying before that your first couple of years, a bit up and down, you're not quite sure where you fit in. Kind of looks like Cam Rayner might be going through the same thing at the moment. What would your advice be to him, I guess, having been through a second year that was a bit up and down yourself?
Yeah, he's just got to stick with it. It's such a tough position, that forward spot that he's playing. We've seen some of the best players, DeGoey, Dusty, they've had similar ups and downs early in their career, and he still has good impact for us when he gets the ball, and with his pressure and that sort of thing. So he's just got to work through it, work with the coaches closely, and stick to what he does best. He's such a talented player, and I'm sure he'll be right. I
guess, mate, you're about to reach that 50 games, but does it still feel like you're barely just getting started?
Yeah, it does. If someone had said to me, I'd be reaching 50 games, 2.5 years into my career, I would have been, probably wouldn't have believed them, to be honest. But as I said before, you never quite feel comfortable out there, and I still feel like I'm a young player, and I'm still learning so much. And I guess you see the older boys, Lockie, Zorks, they're still learning, and they've been in the system for 5, 10, 15 years. So that's what I feel like. I feel like I've got a lot left to learn and to show in my development.
What do you think is the biggest thing you've learned from game 1 to game 50 so far?
Probably how hard you've got to work. Nothing comes easy, both individually and as a team. You can't take any team lightly. Everyone's going well, and it's such an even comp. If you're not looking for that consistent improvement, you're just going to get left behind, and that goes individually as well. If you're not trying to improve day in, day out, then you're going to get left behind. And there's boys playing really good footy in the NEFL that'll come up and take your spot.
It's the biggest road trip in the game. Does Perth hold any fears for you?
Yeah, it's obviously a hostile place, really tough place to go over and win, and Last year we were able to go over there and do that, which was really big for our confidence and a nice one to tick off. But they're going really, really well this year, and yeah, I'm sure we're not going to take them lightly at all. They're a really good side, and yeah, we're definitely going to be putting a lot of work into them.